How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about AMC. Those messages have been coming in saying, Dre, we need to get an update. Have you been seeing it pull back? So you know what? I'm going to put this video together. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why that's important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for AMC. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $20.66, being down 9.07%. On the low, it tested $20.53, and then on the high, testing $23.15. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 40.699 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 37.553 million shares. So one of the things we noticed right away, we had above average volume on the day, but due to the fact we had a lot of selling pressure towards the end of the day in the market, we end up seeing a pullback. When we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 28.55. So it is in that oversold territory. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 200-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So one of the things I want to bring to your attention, and I did talk about this in the previous video, AMC is in a bear market. So in regards to the downside, we could easily start testing support here right around $19.70. So if you see this level being tested, I don't want you to be shocked whatsoever. If it does decide to ever end up breaking, then the next level to look out for will be right here around $18.45. And then we have a last line of support right over here around $17.45 before we have a downside gap where we'd have to fill in at $16.55. So this gives you an idea of what the downside looks like. In order for AMC to actually reverse and to look strong again, it needs to come back to the $24 level. This will be a psychological area, but if it can gain some momentum and then reclaim the 21-day EMA at 25.69, things can get interesting because then we could see if it can make that move to 28. There would be some selling pressure there, but again, if there's demand in the market, it should be able to pick up. So let's see how it performs, but for the most part, things are not looking the greatest whatsoever, but continue to keep an eye on this play. So let's see how it performs tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for AMC. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 58.98%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 8 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 5.6 million, updated 16 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 0.52%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of January the 11th, it was at 58.05. And then for the close of the 12th, it was at 58.98. So one thing that is very clear, AMC does have short squeeze potential, and there is a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock since there's many short sellers who are vested. But if we have buying pressure coming through this play, that's when we can really start seeing some strength. But again, we need that buying volume. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for AMC. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 136, and then on the outflow, it was 131. So it was an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 1.84. On the medium, it was 89.42. And then on the small, it was 45.07. Then when we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0. On the medium, it was 89.55. Then on the small, it was 40. 41.83. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for January the 13th, which was today, that inflow being 1,836.71. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders, you could see that we had more buying than we had selling, and this tends to represent the retail side, so this is good to see. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, it was almost even, but we had more selling than we had buying, with 89.42 million versus 89.55 million. And then when we take a look at the large, which tends to represent institutions and funds, it was at 1.84 million versus 0. So this is good to see. And then when we take a look now at the turnover ratio, it was at 7.95%. So yes, this is high. It is up there. We've been seeing AMC pull back quite a bit, and it is dealing with a good amount of selling pressure. But one thing that is very clear, there is still demand in the market for shares. We're seeing it on the large scale orders, and we're also seeing it on the small scale orders. So you want to continue to keep an eye on it, but you want to know about those support and those resistance areas that I was talking about inside of the technicals, because it will have an impact on the stock, and it'll give you the right strategy and also what to be prepared for. So let's go into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for AMC, in regards to the price action, you want to see it hold up the $20 level. If it ends up breaking through $20, it will go down to the $18 range, and there is a downside gap that is around $16.66, so the mid $16 range. So this are one of the things that you want to be aware of if you're going to be inside of this play, and be aware of the risk. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential, but we need to have that buying volume coming into the stock. We did have a volatile period inside of the market. We want to keep an eye on to see if it actually continues and if it will continue to impact AMC, because with the price action overall, you want to see it getting back to at least 25, then 28, and then making that move above 30 to start showing that strength and having more people coming in to buy the stock. So add these key areas to your homework and as well as your due diligence, and come up with a game plan that is right for you. So let's see how AMC performs going into tomorrow. I will be keeping an eye on it, and you can let me know inside of the comment section if you're going to be doing the same as well. I hope you enjoyed this video.